Lily? Hi, we're ready for you. Hi, I'm Sam.
Nice to meet you.
Lily. Did you find the building okay?
Yeah, thank you for asking.
Yeah, of course. Alright, so thank you for coming, first of all. Today we're just going to ask you a few questions, try and get to know you better, let you show us how hiring you would benefit our team. Firstly, I'm just going to ask a few questions about your education, your background and experience, and then we'll move into some hypothetical situations, and we'll end with some time for you to ask me any questions, and I'll kind of give you a little overview of what our company is all about.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right, so first of all, tell me about your previous education and anything you've studied that you think qualifies you for this position.
Excuse me. Apologies. Okay, so I began college at University of Oregon where I studied digital arts and graphic design. So I finished my freshman year there, and then I transferred to University of Portland where I began to study organizational communication, and I just added a minor in neuroscience. So it's sort of well-rounded, but my focus was originally in art.
Describe any past experience you have with event planning, either professional or non-professional, that would help you in this position.
I would definitely draw from my first job experience for that. I worked for 3 years there, so that was where I had most of my professional experience. And so it was a pottery painting shop, and we would plan events for children, young adults, like bridal showers, like kids' birthday parties, and then birthday parties for people of all ages, as well as we had like margarita night for like women in wine that would come in on Friday nights, and so it was a walk-in studio, but we hosted all sorts of events, so I had a lot of experience with that, just sort of organizing and facilitating and making sure everything went smoothly.
Right, yeah, I noticed from your resume that you have a lot of experience with places with art, with the Painted by Hand and the Children's Healing Art Project. Just wondering if you could kind of continue to expand on sort of what you did there and maybe how working there has kind of fostered your creativity, or if that's spread into other aspects of your life, or how that's benefited you.
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say a lot of it was organizing, so even though it revolved around art, in order for all of the events to take place and function as they're supposed to, it came down to like planning and execution and making sure that the timing was correct and the budgets were set up right and everyone knew where they needed to be at what time, and I guess just making sure that everything was set up to run smoothly so there were no like mishaps during the events because they were for people's enjoyment. And then secondly, I would say like the art sort of fostered a creative environment, and it was sort of like a way for people to come together like in different situations. So at the pottery shop, it was more allowing people to have a good time with friends and come in and relax and enjoy themselves. And then at Children's Healing Art Project, I just worked the front desk, but I saw all the creativity, I guess, and that was for the families of children in the hospitals with like chronic illnesses. And so that's where they could come and like let out their energy and get together and have support groups. And so in both situations, art was a way to foster creativity and I don't know, a way for people to get together socially and have a good time.
Yeah, that's great. This seems like a really nice place to work.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
All right, so now we're just going to move into some hypothetical situations, things you might be facing with the job.
Okay,
So suppose your senior event specialist is out of town and a client calls asking if you could plan a last-minute Super Bowl party. What steps would you take to begin organizing this event?
First, I would remain calm because I think in the workplace, especially my first job, I was faced with a lot of like unpredictable situations, and it's always imperative to maintain your calm and cool. But then I would plan out step by step everything that needed to be incorporated into the event planning. So I would find a place to hold the event that would hold enough people. I would budget and see what we could spend money on, like for snacks or drinks, or I'd contact the necessary people and stay in touch with my other team members, because I think it's important to work together as a group, like everyone cohesively for the same organization. So I'd get their input if I needed advice, and basically just take the steps that I deem necessary to make it all run smoothly so that the customers could enjoy it and not have to worry about any of the stresses that we take care of behind the scenes.
That's a great answer. So the company is planning a postseason basketball team party for kids on the basketball team and their parents. Aside from food and beverage, what venue would you choose? How would you prepare the space, and what activities would you plan?
Okay, so this is just like outside of the sporting event? Like
It's
after their season is over?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. How old are they?
Kids.
Just kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
fifth grade.
That's a good question. Maybe, well, it depends on how elaborate it would need to be, but I know that in high school for my graduation day, we went to this sort of indoor, like, not a theme park, but it had like a playground and a water park and different rooms for different arts and crafts, and it was really entertaining. So maybe I would reserve a space where we could have some sort of like interesting events going on, like, I don't know how young they are, but face painting, or like we had a hypnotist, or like something exciting to like keep it fun, and then just allow everyone to get together and have food and relax and socialize.
So let's say you assisted in planning a university tailgate party. A few days later, you get a call from the client who is dissatisfied with the quality of the catered food and complains that the catering company was late. How would you go about addressing their complaint?
The one thing that was really instilled in my brain from my first experience of working anywhere professionally was the customer always comes first. That was like this little sign that my boss had right behind our desk, so that was the first thing we saw whenever anyone came to talk to us. And so I would go along with them. Even if they are rude or they're making me angry, I would apologize sincerely and say that our company really values customer relations, and we're very sorry that this like inconvenienced you in any way, and in the future we'll do our best to make sure that doesn't happen again to any customer, but just basically accommodate them and apologize and remain professional and make sure that it doesn't happen again.
All right, great. So I've enjoyed getting to know a little bit more about you and your interest in art and a little bit of event planning background you have. So now I'll just give you a little bit about our company. So we pride ourselves on taking the stress out of party planning for people. We like to have really personalized relationships with our clients. So we're looking for someone who's going to be motivated and creative, and who's going to be able to take direction from our senior event specialists with enthusiasm and vigor. And so that's basically kind of what we're looking for this position.
Okay.
So do you have any questions for me about the company or anything?
What would a typical day for someone in this position look like?
Well, a typical day, as you'd be the assistant event specialist, you'd be working under our senior event specialist. So you'd probably be following them around, taking notes, helping them step by step with planning the parties, talking with clients. You'll most likely be the one getting in touch with our different service providers, like the catering company, photographers, music if it's what the client wants, getting in touch with all of those. And you will also probably be present with meetings with the clients, just so you can get a full feel for what they want.
Yeah.
So basically working under the senior event specialist, but also helping side by side with the stages of the planning process.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. All right, is that all?
Yes, actually.
Okay,
That's all my
so
questions.
we'll be interviewing a couple other candidates and we'll be letting you know for the next 2 weeks.
Okay, that sounds
Okay,
great.
thank you. It was great to
Thank
meet you.
You also.
Have a good day.
You too.